Hi, Greg here, back again with another LEGO Creator set. This is set 31014, the Power Digger, and it's 64 pieces. I have to be honest, I was absolutely stoked when I saw this set on the shelf for $5. I was excited about the Emerald Express train, which was another Creator set that I reviewed earlier, but this thing is just awesome, and I am so happy to have this in my collection. This is one of those 3-in-1 sets, which are pretty awesome. You can build the Excavator, which is featured on the front there, and which is obviously my favorite build. But turning around here, we'll look at the other things you can build. You can build this skid steer, which I think is an okay build, but I really do like this dump truck here. And I was actually tempted to get a second set of this just so I could build the Excavator and dump truck together, because you can see they work in tandem. But this is just an awesome set. I'm excited to break this open, so let's check out the builds from this. I'm cracking it open here. There's a bag full of some construction looking pieces and a manual. That's it for the box. You got the manual and one bag of bricks. Not too bad. This is the first build from the Power Digger set, and what I presume to be the Power Digger. I call it an excavator, and I'm sure most other people do. This used 60 of the 64 pieces. You can see what's left there. And this was a very cool build. I love the way this thing turned out. It's exactly what I imagine an excavator to be in LEGO, and I like the small stance of it. I think it turned out really fun. I'll show you a little closer here. It's got the window in the front where the driver would sit. The arm is probably the best part of this. It articulates completely. It goes up and down there. There's a hinge right here, and then there's also one at the end, so you can definitely do any kind of scooping that you want to do. You can even scoop up the other pieces. The only bad thing about the bucket is you can't actually fill it because it's flat on the bottom, but what can you expect for a $5 set? The base of it actually rotates on there. You can see the exhaust at the top here, and then there's some engine work, or what I presume to be the engine on the side and on the back there. Got the orange light at the top. The bottom of it is just a plain base. You got the basic wheels there, really no detail on the wheels themselves, and you can see what the tires are like. They fit a construction vehicle pretty well. So this thing spins around, and I think it does a really good justification of what an excavator looks like, and I'm really happy with this. So this is the first build from the Power Digger set, and next we will move on to the skid steer. For the second build, we have the skid steer, which originally I wasn't really liking that much, but after building it, it's starting to grow on me a little bit. It didn't nearly use as many pieces as the Excavator did, or the Power Digger, but it definitely turned into something that's kind of cool. I'll show you the unique action of this arm. As you can see, it rotates here and rotates there, so you can bring this down, and then it can obviously just push things like that, or you can almost like get the front wheels up off the ground, and it holds itself up right there. But I'll take you around the outside of this so you can see what it looks like. That's the front, and that's the cockpit where the driver would sit. It uses the same wheels as the previous build, and then you have the engine look there on the side. And then the back. The back's very plain. There's not a whole lot going on there. The orange light at the top, like on the other build, and this side's the same as the other side. So again, the coolest thing is the arm, and I kind of like that. I think that turned out pretty neat. I think this is a fun little piece that you can just drive through all your stuff with, and a cool little car. So that is a great second build. I mean, usually the first build is the very best, and then there's a few junky ones, but I think this one's right up there with the Excavator, although that one is still my favorite. So we have one left, and that would be the dump truck. So let's build that next, and we'll see what we think of that one. And here's the final build. This is the dump truck. As you can see, used fewer pieces than any of the other builds, and the only thing that I can say about this particular build is that it's disappointing. I'm really not happy with the way this turned out at all. I thought this was going to be my second favorite, but this turns out to be my least favorite of the builds. I'm really not happy with the front end of it. I think that's a bit of a stretch to say that looks like a dump truck. And then the back is also very plain, nothing going on there. The dumper itself, pretty shallow. I'm not a big fan of that. I don't like how there's a 2 wide here and 1 on this side. I think it looks kind of silly and not very uniform. The worst part of it here, I'll show you on the side, is this thing doesn't really want to close very well. When you bring that down, it kind of puts force on that, and then brings this dark gray piece up there. I'm sure you'll be able to see that if you look a little closer. When I open and close the dumper, it puts too much pressure on that. They probably should have eliminated that black piece that's right inside there, and that wouldn't put so much force on that to cause that. But yeah, that's kind of disheartening for a LEGO Creator build, but it is the third build of this set, so you can't really expect too much. The other two I thought were really good, but this one's a bit of a letdown. The good news is it did kind of inspire me to build my own Lego dump truck using minifig size pieces. I kind of want it to be big enough to fit some people into, but this isn't too bad for a $5 build, and to be the last of the three, I think it's okay, but just not quite happy with it. I'm not happy with how high that is. I'm not really happy with much of this. There's not a whole lot good that I can say about this particular build, but there you have it. That's my review of set 31014 Power Digger. As you can see, I've gotten the 64 pieces from the set torn down, and they become my canvas for my own creations. If you've been following this channel for any length of time, you know that I love taking these creator sets and building things on my own. So that's going to be my plan here. So check back in the future and you'll see what I've made using the pieces from the Power Digger. Thanks for watching.